Now, the National Engineering Coordinating Team has described as worrying the negligence of some assemblies who are permitting individuals to encroach on portions of lands reserved for future expansion of roads. The group led by Kenneth Ashibe says government spends millions of Ghana cedis to compensate and relocate individuals who encroach on government lands and in some situations pay for the repair of utility cables damaged in the course of expanding already existing roads. He says the assemblies are responsible for protecting these parcels of lands. That is not the case everywhere. The team visited the Ablekuma North Municipal Assembly, where the assembly was found culpable for building its office on a reserved land. Michael Ashali was with the team and our reports.
The National Engineering Coordinating Team says it is championing advocacy to get people to stop building on areas like these. To the left of this place, there's a reserved land where government hopes that in the near future it may be able to expand this road. But as you can see behind me, the building of the assembly in itself lies in this reserved area. The NECT says this is very troubling for an assembly to commit such an illegality. The chairman of the coordinating team has been speaking to Joy News and says it's very expensive for government to come in to compensate individuals.
This is right in the middle of the reservation. And then not only is it in the middle of the reservation, already you're beginning to see Judah Food Palace also come. And there are other buildings that are also springing up in the reservation. So for an assembly that is supposed to police the reservation, who have been written to in December 2020 on the 11th, that was when the first letter came, for them to have ignored and then move from a temporary building to a permanent structure, and then they are supervising other permanent buildings come again in the reservation, that's definitely a major cause for worry. And this reservation is, as you all can see, it's a 150-feet reservation that has been left for quite some time now. And so for the assembly that is supposed to be policing this and ensuring that this is kept so that tomorrow, if government gets enough money and decides to expand this road, we are able to do that. But for the assembly to now take the reservation and also supervise others encroaching on the same reservation, it's very worrying. There can be no explanation of the fact that this is a new assembly and they are looking for land. Then the road reservation that is supposed to serve your people is the one you are building on, and then you are pretending others also encroaching on the reservation. They have, you see, the point about it is that this definitely is an illegality. This definitely is going to compound the problem of the people of Ablekuma North. Because what is going to happen is that you see already that others are following the bad example. And then if you are somebody who uses this road, you know that the traffic is just going to get worse. So definitely the solution to this, unfortunately, is a very expensive one. This building would have to be taken out. On the other option is for government to then say, we have enough money and then we are going to build a flyover over this particular structure. And your guess is as good as mine.
This portion of land, like many, are supposed to be reserved land close to some major routes in the country where government intends to expand the roads accordingly in the near future. But as you can see, new structures are coming up along it. And this particular stretch was supposed to be reserved with no building on it. But that is not the case. A rep from the Urban Roads Department on the National Engineering Coordinating Team has been speaking to us and said that this certainly must not be encouraged.
We have a bill of about 100 million to be paid to individuals for very few projects. Awoshi Pokwase, Pokwase Interchange, Beach Road, very few projects. The approval we have from land valuation is over 100 million. And a lot more are coming. Every month they meet, a lot more are coming. This can be prevented with good planning and implementation of the planning and development control. We should be able to minimize this cost to the whole state. If a land has been reserved as road, let's just go by that. Let's leave the road reservation for the development of the road.
Many attempts to get the Assembly to respond to this has proven futile, including several letters that were written by the Urban Roads Department and that of the coordinating team. The challenge is not just with the Department of Urban Roads. Entities like the Chamber of Telecommunications also pays millions of dollars to get some of their cables that are destroyed in the course of construction of these roads. Ken Ashigbe, who also doubles as their national chair, spoke to us.
I'm pretty sure some of you who know would know that in 2020, for example, we spent $6 million in just repairing fiber that had been damaged. A lot of the poor quality of service that you get is because somebody has damaged some fiber. And it's not only the telcos that I'm talking about. I gave you an example in Kumasi, where 4 kilometers of pipeline, Ghana water pipeline, was destroyed. If you ask electricity, they will also tell you about the damage that has happened to them because of the fact that, you know, the reservations have been encroached. They are not able to stay where they are supposed to stay, and then they come into the carriageway. When the roads are being done, then they are being destroyed.
Roads are very pivotal in the development of the country. Clearly, government is spending a lot of money to get this done, especially when people willfully build on reserved roadways. It will take the Ablekuma North Municipal Assembly and all other assemblies to rally behind government to make sure that this is nipped in the bud. Reporting for Joy News, Michael Ashali.